What is going on, traders, and welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. I'm glad to have you. Now in this video, we're going to be going over my watch list for the trading week of June 27th, 2022. Let's get to it. All right, so the catalyst for this upcoming week: on Wednesday, Jay Powell is going to be speaking at the European Bank Forum, and I also saw a story from one of the analysts over at JP that feels that investors will be rebalancing their portfolios for the end of the quarter, and it would cause the market to move up by 7%. Now, if that does happen, we can go ahead and put that in our notes for future end of quarter buying. All right, with that, let's go ahead and take a look at this week's earnings calendar. All right, it looks like we have another light week when it comes to heavyweights, but I will be watching Nike after the market closes on Monday, and also WALGREENS and Micron on Thursday. Let's go ahead and get started with the watch list. All right, before we take a look at any individual tickers, let's take a look at a couple of indexes, starting off with the QQQ. Now here I have it pulled up on the 4-hour chart here, and the market in general had a nice week pushing up, and you can see the QQQ ran up and got to the bottom of this gap right here that it needs to fill at around $295. All right, now if the market is bullish, I'm looking for it to test this $295 and get in this gap and fill it all the way up to $300. Now, the analyst did say that he saw the market going up 7%. So from $295, we're going to add another 7% to that. That'll put it at around $315.65. And if you look at right about here, mark that right there on top of this right here, and you can see that's right around this level. So if the analyst is right and it gets above this $300 level, which I feel is kind of important, if it can get through this, then the market may run all the way up to $315. All right. Now, if the market is bearish and it cannot get above this $295, I'm looking for it to come down all the way back down to around $280. Let's go ahead and take a look at the SPY. All right, so here's the SPY on the 4-hour chart, and last week we marked off these gaps that the SPY needed to fill, and as you can see that it broke through to this first gap right here kind of easily, so we can go ahead and delete this one, and then it tested the bottom and broke through to this second one right here. It completely filled this gap, so we can go ahead and delete that one. Now the first level that I'm looking for it to come up and test is around $391. That's $1 away from where it is right now. And then there's another gap that starts around, what is this? Let's go ahead and mark that off, around $395. Now, if it gets in this gap and gets above this gap, let's go ahead and put the calculator back on. Right now, the SPY is around $390. Let's add 7% to that, 7% to that, and that's around $417. So you can look right about right here. You can say that's around $417. So we're going to mark this top of this right here and say if the market continues to run up like the analyst projected, the market can get all the way up to $417. That will be fantastic and a lot of good plays to be made. All right, so let's keep these levels to the upside on your list. Now, if it does get rejected and the market wants to be bearish this upcoming week and it gets rejected by this $391 level, or at least at the bottom of this gap right here around $395, I'm looking for the SPY to come down and test around $378. And if it can't hold this, then down to around $371. All right, so let's keep those levels on your watch list and let's see what happens. All right, so the first ticker we're going to be looking at is Nike, ticker symbol NKE. Now here I have it pulled up on the weekly chart here, and you can see this prior resistance right here around $105. It tested it a few times before it finally broke out in September. No, this is August of 2020, and it has not closed beneath that level since then. Within the last few weeks, you can see it tested 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, but like I said, it has not closed beneath that level. And also keep in mind that 3 of the last 4 Nike earnings they have beat, but when they mention stuff about supply chain issues and lowering their forward guidance, it always makes it sell off. Okay, so let's go ahead and zoom in on the 4-hour chart and take a look at the levels for this upcoming week. All right, now if Nike beats on their earnings and they have good forward guidance, the first level that I'm looking for to test is around $115.30. If it can get through that level, the next level is around $118.75. If it can get through that, the next level will be around $120.30. Now if Nike misses or gives poor forward guidance, the first level that I'm looking for to test is around $109.75. If it can't hold that, I'm looking for it to blow through this small gap right here and test around $105. If it cannot hold this level, which it has held for quite a few weeks now, the lowest that I see it going is around $100. Okay, so keep Nike on your watch list and let's see what happens. All right, up next is going to be WALGREENS, ticker symbol WBA. Now here I have it pulled up on the weekly chart here, and I marked off this consolidation range right here from back in August of 2020. Let's go ahead and zoom in on the 4-hour chart and take a look at this. Now this is that same consolidation range right here. You can see within the last few days it's got close to this range, but it didn't exactly touch it and bounced back up. Now right now WALGREENS is sitting around $41.65. Now if they report good earnings, the first level that I'm looking for it to test is around $42.50. If it can get through that, then the next level is around $44.75. If it can get through that, next level is around $45.30, and a level above that is around $47. Now I did look at their recent history. When they did have good earnings, the most that it's popped is around $5. So that would be from around $42 to up to $47 to the high side. All right. Now, if WALGREENS does not beat and they decide to sell off, the first level that I'm looking for it to test is around $38.50. And if it gets in this consolidation range, the lowest I see it going is around $34. Okay. So keep WALGREENS on your watch list and let's see what happens. All right, the next one we're going to be looking at is Meta Platforms, ticker symbol META, also formerly known as Facebook. Now here I have it pulled up on the weekly chart here. I marked off this consolidation range, and you can see it's been some time here and tested it quite a few times before breaking out. And over the last couple of weeks, it tested it twice, but has not closed beneath this level, which is around $160. Now, if that analyst that we talked about earlier is correct, and the market decides it wants to run, this ticker will be one of the ones you can make a lot of money with. All right, so the first levels that I'm looking for on the upside is, if the market is bullish, I'm looking for it to test around $177.30. If it can get through this level, the next level that I'm looking at is around $191. That will be a fantastic play to the upside. All right, now if the market decides it wants to sell off and it cannot hold this $160 level, we're just going to have to play that one by ear. But the lowest I see it going is around $141. All right, so keep this one on your watch list and let's see what happens. All right, up next is going to be JP Morgan, ticker symbol JPM. Now here I have this one pulled up on the weekly chart, and this one is one of the stocks that's in my long-term portfolio, so I watch this one kind of closely. And over the last couple of weeks, it's been having a hard time getting above $118. Now if the market is bullish, I'm looking for it to blow through this $118 level and test around $127. All right, now if the market is bearish, JP Morgan does have this gap to fill between $110 and $105, and I'm looking for it to come down and test around $105 to the downside. All right, so keep JP Morgan on your watch list and let's see what happens. All right, so one bonus ticker we're going to bring up is TELEDOC Health, ticker symbol TDOC. Now here I have it pulled up on the weekly chart here, and you can see at one point this was a $308 stock, and right now it's sitting at around $37. Now that's a pretty far fall and pretty painful for anybody who bought this near the top and held it. All right, now if you look at the financials for this company, they're losing around $43 a share. So that's super terrible. All right, so this is not something that I'm looking to play long term or anything like that. I'm just looking for movement in this stock based on the Supreme Court ruling that they had this past week, and then the rights to abortion. Now, with them handing down the responsibility of this law down to the states, more and more states may adopt the banning of abortion, and people may be looking for these TELEDOC providers to provide them prescriptions for that day after pill. And with that, the stock could run. All right. So no matter how you feel about the situation, we're just talking about the stock itself and what it could mean for this company itself. So keep this one on your watch list and let's see what happens. And that is the end of the video. If you found value, please smash that like button and consider subscribing. Here's wishing you a prosperous week of trading. And until next week, talk to you later.